This video is going to cover Objective 5.2 practice tasks. The first step is to open My Report in Layout View and do the following. So I'm going to right click on My Report and then I'm going to go to Layout View and we're going to add fields from the tasks table. So to add fields, we're going to go up to Add Existing Fields in the Tools group on the Design tab, then click Show All Tables, go to the Tasks table, double click Task ID, Campaign ID, description, task name, then description, and then status. So task ID, campaign ID, task name, description, and then status. Then we're going to open up the property sheet. So I'm going to close out of the field list, open the property sheet, and then I'm going to choose Report in this drop-down menu here to make it a property for the entire report, and go to the Data tab, and then where it says open the property sheet from the Data tab, open the Query Builder. So we're going to open up this Query Builder here, which is these three dotted lines, and then it takes you into a query, and we're going to add, instead of the tasks table, we are going to add, click the Show Table dialog box, add the Comments table. So I just double clicked it, then close out of the Show Table dialog box. I'm going to drag this down, double click Comment, and then it'll appear down here in the design grid. And then now Comment will be available to add. So we're going to close out of this and we're going to hit Yes, then close out of the property sheet again, and go back to Design tab, and then click Add Existing Fields, and now you have Comment. So you're going to double click Comment and add Comment then to the report. Then it says Save and Close the report, so you're going to save My Report and then close it out. The next step's a little bit tricky because we don't have an expense summary report. We have My Expense Report, we also have Expense Report. So let's just open up, we're going to use Expense Report. So I'm going to right click on Expense Report and open this in Layout View. And this is going to look a little different than what you have as the results file, and I'll show you a comparison in a few. But we can get what we need to do from here. So we are on the Expense Report in Layout View, and I have this Group and Sort button is already chosen to open up this option, these options down here. And the first step is to group the report by expense type and country region. So right now it has group by country, then expense type. So I'm going to grab these three little dots of the country, and I'm just going to drag them down right below expense type. I might have done it a little too slow. There it is. Now I want expense type by country or region. So what we're doing here is we have each expense type broken down. If you would scroll down, you'll see it. And we have a huge space in here. To reduce this space, I'm going to go into Design View, and I'm going to drag up that detail just a little bit to kind of merge with amount spent and date purchased. And I just got a double-headed arrow over this edge and dragged it up. Then I'm going to go back to the Home tab, go back into Layout View, and then this looks a little more user-friendly, I would say. Then it says sort the report by date purchased. So then I'm going to add a sort down here at the bottom, and we're sorting it by date purchased. And then I'm just going to leave it from oldest to newest. And then that's sorted within each different group. So the dates might not look like they're sorted from oldest to newest, but they are within each group. Then, like see 10.3 to 10.18. Then the next step is going to be to use the Totals button to sum the amount spent field. Then select the option to show the group subtotal as a percentage of the grand total. So this we're going to click on, let's click on expense type. Actually, let's click on country down here at the bottom. Go to More, and then where it says amount spent totaled, we are going to go Totals on, and we are going to choose amount spent, and we're going to add it's part of the grand total, and we're going to show group total percent. So that popped up as the percent, but we have two totals here, so I'm going to remove one of those. I'm going to click through the same thing I did before. So I'm going to go more, then go back into here, and I'm going to choose in the drop down menu amount spent, and then I'm going to uncheck subtotal and group footer. And then now we have each of these different percentages for each group. So I'm just going to click and drag that percentage up so that it's where it is kind of on the results file. And then I'm going to remove these total here. So just click on total, and I'm going to hit delete, and that's going to remove those totals going down the left hand side, because we know that those are already totals. Then what we're going to do is we're going to display the report and print preview and then save and close it. But I'm going to go ahead and actually add one more field, so this looks a little bit more like the results file. And this isn't a part of the steps, but it might just be a good idea for you guys to know how to do as well. And it's nothing different than what we just did. But you're going to click on Add Existing Fields, and you're going to click on Campaign ID. When you double click Campaign ID, it adds it to the report. And then you're going to click on this field, make sure you only have Campaign ID, and you're going to grab it and drag it and drop it in between country and amount spent. Then you're going to click on this 3 here for that campaign ID, and you're going to drag and drop it right here in between the country and the amount spent so that it follows that existing field. And then I'm going to pull up the results, which are going to look different because there's a few more fields that have been added. And I'm going to go ahead and go into report view. So this is what we have: advertising, then broken down by country, campaign ID, amount spent, and date purchased. And this is the results file. So we have expense type, country, campaign ID, amount spent, and then you have the percentage there. So I'm not going to worry about these other options here. That's not what we're worried about currently. And like I said, the fields are different to begin with, or the reports are different to begin with, so there's going to be some discrepancy. So we're going to save expense report. Go ahead and close that out. Yes, you want to save it. And then the next step then is to open the tasks report and design view and do the following. So you're going to right click on tasks report, go to design view, and I accidentally hit layout view. I'm just going to close that out. Task report, go to design view. And what we're going to do is we want to make sure that before we add this control, it says using the controls group and the subform subreport wizard, add the comments subreport as a subreport control below the existing fields. So here's all the existing fields here. We're going to go up to the design tab. And before we can add this subform report option control here, we're going to hit this drop down menu, and we're going to click use control wizards. So we're going to make sure that that's selected. Mine actually was already on, but you want to make sure you hit the drop down arrow and make sure you have a little box around this use control wizards. Then we're going to click on the subform subreport control, and you're going to click and draw that out down here. Once you draw that out, then it asks you to use an existing report or form. And I'm going to read this one more time to make sure I'm good. Add the comments subreport as a subreport below the existing fields. So we're going to go comments subreport, and then I'm going to hit next, and then change the comments subreport label to comments. So then I'm going to hit next again, and then this is just going to be comments. And then hit finish, and then you can kind of drag this around on here as you need to, if you need to arrange left or drag it down a little bit. And of course you can see what this looks like if you go to report view, and then if there's comments, then they'll be there. But some of these records do not have comments. Just scroll down quite a bit and you'll find some. See, record 5 or task ID 5 has a comment. And then this completes objective 5.2 practice tasks.